So today's video is going to be a bit of an interesting ride for you guys to watch and for me to make. So without further ado, welcome to System Test 6. So today I have one of the new alarms, once again continuing with the 4-video saga of the brand new alarms. Today I will be introducing one of the ones you saw me unbox. I'm currently exporting the third unboxing video as I film this one, so you'll be able to see that fairly shortly. So today is going to be a lot of explanation as to why I'm doing what I'm doing with this test and why I'm never going to do it again. Because I didn't realize with this particular alarm the exact power requirements were so strict with this device. As you can see, the rest of the collection does not seem to have an issue operating on 12 volts. However, this particular alarm is somewhat of a special child and requires more than 12 volts. Thus, the reason I have put a more powerful power supply onto the panel for temporary measures. I'm not sure if it's going to stay this way, considering how short the length of the cable is. However, we'll see how that fares. So beginning at the panel, we have the first of the issues of today's video. As you can see, the power supply is horribly wired. That's something I'm going to have to take care of here in the near future, if I continue to use this power supply. If not, I still have not taken down the old power supply. So it's still there. I can plug it back in, which I probably will do. As you can see, the battery backup unit is disabled for the purposes of this video. And I'll explain why. Yes, that's an incandescent lamp there. And this fire alarm that I'm using, this notification appliance, does not like to share power with the rest of the system. So there are some more caveats I've had to take into account when constructing this system, and more requirements that I had to make changes with that allowed this alarm to function. So the system's going to be in trouble until I change this alarm, which I'm going to promptly do following this system test, because this was not at all the adventure I was expecting with this alarm. Most of these, as you can see, are 24-volt alarms. That's normal for a notification appliance. And my systems have always been 12 volts DC at 500 milliamps. For some reason on the multimeter, the original power supply to this particular panel, the 9002-1, read that this power supply put out 16 volts DC at idle. Though it's rated for 12, I'm not sure which. However, it's irrelevant at this point, because it's obviously not enough power. So today I have used an HP printer power supply, and I am currently inputting into the system a solid 15 volts DC at 530 milliamps. So this gives me a solidified voltage to work with that I know is more than 12 volts, just based off of the labeling on the power supply. And it's just a little bit more amperage, and we still have an issue with this alarm. So without further ado, let's go take a look at the devices I've put up. So once again, the Simplex T-bar is hanging out as per usual. The BG10 I did manage to repair. It's back there, but I didn't want to change pull stations again. Maybe I'll do that for the next video, but I have an idea for that one, so I'll see where I go with it. As you can see, I organized my collection shelves a little bit. If anyone's interested, I am looking at selling some of these spare alarms as surplus. I can release further details in another video if anyone is interested in purchasing alarms from my collection. Once again, like I said, the AllttA3403 is here. Keys clipped to the side. I don't usually keep them there. That's just for the purposes of this video. And this was the notification appliance out in the hall. The wonderful and true Gentex Commander 3. The mounting plate's still out there. However, that's what's been out in the hall this whole time, just acting as a strobe and a secondary horn. It's just hanging out here because, once again, this alarm cannot handle sharing power with other devices. So, current draw from a 12-volt strobe. And yes, this is indeed a 12-volt model, the 12WR, and yet this strobe still asks for more power. So I present to you today the EST Integrity. Yes, it's very loud, as New Age server alarm once said. It is by no means a quiet alarm, nor is it a power-efficient alarm. Yes, the rating on the strobe says 20 to 24 volts, as per usual with such devices. Every single one of my alarms says this. None of them have ever had an issue operating on 12 volts. No, this special child here likes to operate on a full 20 volts. Even then, it's questionable. So at 15 volts, it's pretty much a shot in the dark as to whether or not the strobe's going to go off. Sometimes it works with the pull station. 99% of the time it works on manual evac. I don't know what the deal is. I don't care. I want to get over through this system test. Rant is over. Nonetheless, let's go. In 3, 2, 1. Look at that. No strobe. Nothing. It's wonderful. No strobe. Look at that. No strobe. Isn't that wonderful of this device? You can hear it. The strobe's charging. It's squealing. It's trying so desperately. The strobe cover that says fire is very yellow. But you see, it does not function with this pull station. I need to get the correct key out so we can use the system. So yeah, if I can ever get a focus. There. So don't ask me to use it with the power. Well, can't even speak. Don't even ask me to use it with the smoke detector. It's not going to happen. The strobe will not work. But you can hear it's charging. And I know the strobe functions because it operates on its own when the device is put on that 15-volt power supply on its own, completely separate from the system. That's why I chose the power supply, because it functioned as a solo alarm with just that power supply. Yes, the current draw of several LEDs doesn't really help the issue. So, let's set this back to audible. Now let's run a manual evac and see if that works, because like I said, 99% of the time it's supposed to. Oh, look at that. Now we have a strobe. Yeah, it works. Let's get some dirt on it. Don't know how you managed to do that. The strobe's not running at the right flash rate. Otherwise, it would have stayed in sync with the horn, because this alarm has a delay on it. But you can still hear the strobe charging sound has skips to it. Now, my question is, why does it work with manual evac but not a pull station? It's the same current, same output, same voltage, same everything, whether it's that switch or the pull station. I don't understand why the difference exists. So let's head out into the hall, and we're going to pull that station, and we're going to see if it does the same thing as what the T-bar did. I can tell you right now, it's 50-50. So let's step out and take a look. Nope. Same result. Why this happens, I have no idea. It is here that I'm going to end the system test without resetting the pull station. I'm going to do that off camera when I'm not... Oh, yeah. You get the intermittent flash because of this. Yeah, see? It goes once in a while, when it wants to. So I guess I'm on the operating terms of the EST integrity, not myself being the system administrator. So, with that said, I'm not going to reset the system on camera. I'll just do that off camera when I don't have to fiddle this while going on a tirade about how much this alarm has been a complete pain in the rear. With that said, thank you for sticking through the rant, and I hope you enjoyed the entertainment value of this video.